Good evening. How are you? Good to have you around today. I'm actually very excited to have you today. This thing that I want to discuss tonight has been something that I've been looking forward to explaining to you and showing you. Jupiter Notch, good to have you. Jupiter Notch, good to have you. Okay, so yesterday we discussed on the game of focus. I explained a lot of things, but in a nutshell, I tried to show you how there is power in focus. Peter Bless, you're welcome. How there is power in focus. I also showed you how 6 months of focus can put you 5 years ahead. And it is very, very, very cogent that you guys, consider these things and follow it through. Okay, because there's so much that anybody can do. The bulk of the work lies in your hands. Okay, and then you will see, you will understand by the time I explain what I want to explain tonight, you understand why I say that the bulk of the work lies in your hands. When I say work, I don't want you to be afraid. It's not the kind of work that makes you to be afraid. It's just the kind of work where you are intentional. It's just the kind of work where you know what you're capable of and you are willing to show up for what you are capable of. Remember how when I was what was I talking about when I was trying to explain to you that a person is measured by a person's zenith, like the highest point that you achieve is who you are. So therefore, if I mention certain names to your mind, if I mention certain names, if I say Ibrahim Babangida, what comes to your mind is former head of state. You don't remember him when he was writing WAEC. Okay, and then he's had other life other than being the head of state of this country. All right. So if I mention somebody's name, you remember that person based on the highest points of that person's life. Okay. So it is very important for you to understand that. And if you put that together with what I want to show you tonight, you are just going to become an atomic bomb. Okay? Made Amdi, you're welcome. Good to have you. This is your first time here. Okay, so I need to consider a gift for you. Depends on whether you wait till the end or things like that. So what I want to discuss tonight is very, very important, and I want you to pay careful attention. And you remember at the beginning of this live, I said that everybody that did not participate in this live, it's not their fault. Some people didn't know, I told you that everybody that did not participate, all of them will participate in a way where something just came to my mind, in a way where they have to pay for it. In a way where they have to pay for it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing something. Skillscribe, you're welcome. Something just came to my mind. I always like to write when ideas drop on my mind like that. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Skillscribe. You're welcome. All right, so I want to show you guys something very important tonight, and I want you to pay careful attention. This is how you can bring everything together. This is how you can bring everything together. I remember one of my most engaging posts on Instagram was when I wrote about when I told a story about when I was in school and I was having these challenges in school. I mean, people will not understand what I mean by challenges. I spent 9 years, 10 months in the university. 9 years, 10 months between writing my JAMB and being inducted was 9 years and 10 months. So when you talk about people who have spent time in school, I mean, I will gladly raise up my hand and tell my experience. Anyway, so I was talking about this experience of mine, about how I have this friend who was also having challenges, and he would say, last, everything go kiss. Everything go kiss. Everything go kiss. The first time he said that, your mind just goes to people kissing each other. Okay? But he didn't have to explain to me. When he said it enough times, I understood. He didn't have to explain to me, which is another thing about the mind. Imagine how repetition and context helps your mind to understand without you being told, without you being explained to. This is what I was trying to tell you when I was telling you about the game of motivation, game of meditation. When I was telling you that meditation is how you pressure life so that life can give you a best or its best. You remember when I was telling you? When I was telling you that if you just mutter things to yourself quietly, if you just repeatedly mention certain things to yourself quietly, you are going to experience those things. I'm telling you. I mean, if you say, I have a C400 Benz. I have a C400 Benz. I have a C400 Benz. I have a C400, C-Class 400 Benz 2020 model. If you say that, I mean, just order it. If you say that to yourself repeatedly, you are going to have the Benz. Okay. Anyways, so now this guy used to say everything go kiss, and I understood eventually that what he means is that at the end of the day, you might be going through challenges. At the end of the day, everything will be fine. Everything will kiss means that all of these challenges, one day it will make sense. Right now, it's not making sense because you're just in school, you are trying so hard, but you are failing, but you are intelligent, different things happening at home, at school, you're just having issues. And this guy, his name is Daring. He will always say, everything go kiss, everything go kiss, everything go kiss, everything go kiss. And when I posted that thing on Instagram, I was using it to explain the concept of hope. How hope is very important in life. How, sometimes it's difficult to have faith. Sometimes it's difficult to believe that things will be better. Sometimes you can't see forward. Sometimes you are really tired. In those times, all that a person may have, in those times is just hope. Hope is simply thinking that the fact that things went wrong also means that things could go right. Do you understand? Okay, so there are two things that can happen to a person in life. Bad things, good things. Okay, so if bad things are currently happening to you, then it means that the only other thing that can happen to you is good things, which is how you are able to infer the element of hope. Okay, so I'm going through tough times now. Okay, so ordinarily, if I'm going through tough times now, these tough times will eventually lift. That's hope. And that's how this guy used to tell us, everything go kiss, everything go kiss, everything go kiss. Everything go kiss, everything go kiss, everything go kiss. And, I look back and when I wrote that thing, I just feel like hope is very important. Hope is very important. Let me tell you, the difference between the person who commits suicide and the person who does not commit suicide is hope. That is why hopelessness is deadly. Hopelessness is very deadly. People don't kill themselves because of lack. People kill themselves because of lack of hope. The absence of hope. The feeling that things will never get better. That is never where you want to put yourself. So keep this in mind, because I'm going to marry this thing together. I'm going to marry this thing together at the end of what I want to talk about today. Today, what I want to talk about is control. And I want to explain to you from two broad approaches. I am mostly going to dwell on one approach than the other approach. Okay? Now, the other approach that I am not going to dwell so long on is the approach that I want to first talk about. Okay? Now, when you are an investor or a businessman or a leader or a manager, whatever name you want to give to somebody who is trying to do well in his life, whatever title, whether it's a manager, whether it's a pastor, whether it's whether it's an entrepreneur, So I will just use entrepreneur, because entrepreneur means that you see opportunities, you believe in opportunities, and then you start making or carrying out activities that makes those opportunities become reality. That's what it means. That's what it means by being an entrepreneur, which means that you pursue opportunities with limited resources. Okay, so that's what it means to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't get more fun than that in life. It does not get more fun than in life. That is how you are an entrepreneur when you see a girl and you go chase the girl. You don't have anything, but you go chase the girl. The girl may just say no, but you don't think about the fact that the girl may say no. You feel that if I give this girl everything that I have, time, effort, all my lines, all my sweet words, all my attention, all my support, this girl will eventually love me. And then you go after the girl like that. More times than not, you will get the girl. So everybody at one point in time has been an entrepreneur. Okay? Now, as you do that, you will notice that when you started chasing the girl, as you do that, you notice that one of the things that you started doing was that you started making sure that the things that was out of your control was minimal. You started reducing the things that are outside your control. That is what it means. That's the first approach that I want to speak about. How, as an entrepreneur, what you want to do is that you want to reduce the number of things that is outside your control. Because if you reduce the things that is outside your control, that means that you can increase the guarantee of having your desired outcome. If you reduce the things that are outside your control, you increase your guarantee of getting your desired outcome, which means that you cannot tell whether a girl's nose is sensitive or not, whether the particular girl that you are trying to toast, whether she's a sensitive smeller or not. But you can make sure that you wear good perfume, expensive perfume, good perfume, so you can make sure that you smell nice. Therefore, what you have done is that if she smells fine, then she will like you. And then if she does not smell, if she's not so sensitive with her sense of smell, you are still okay. Or to make sure that you smile a lot, so that if our friends are there, they can say, oh, I like that guy. That guy looks like very cool. So you smile a lot, even if you don't smile, even if your younger sister just called you now and just made you angry, you're going to smile. Why are you doing all of that? You are trying to reduce the things that are outside of your control. Okay, so you are increasing the ones that are outside your control. That is what an entrepreneur does. An entrepreneur tries to increase or improve control. I remember several years ago, I was teaching my friend how to drive. By the way, when I was in university, I had this 405 car, and I started the driving school. Oh my God, I taught quite some people how to drive. Yeah, I did teach a lot of people how to drive. I mean, that's, Anyway, so I started this driving school, and then, oh my God, this is really interesting. I remember, okay, when you're in school, you have friends who can't drive, and they want to drive. And they're looking for a new drive. And then driving school at the time was charging about 20K, so I charged 10,000 or 12,000. And then I don't know how many lessons, but the point is that I just take them somewhere, then I just go and teach them how to drive, and then you get money, and then, and then you get to slap the head of your mates, I mean, I wish Rotimi was here on Samava. Those are people that I taught how to drive, that I know that they are, active on Instagram. Yes, Peter, I did. I did. Now, so I remember that when I was teaching my friend how to drive, this was something. There was something I told him that I had even forgotten that I told him. He was the one who brought it to my attention. So when I'm teaching him, he wants to press the throttle and speed. I have no problem with him speeding. What I have problem with is control. So I will tell him, I will say, don't worry, the speed will come. Learn control first. The speed will come. Learn control first. You want to speed to 220 kilometers per hour, you will do it if you learn the control of 220 kilometers per hour. Okay? You want to do 180 kilometers per hour? Yes, you will do it as long as you learn the control of 120 kilometers per hour. Which means that what your mind must focus on at every particular point in time is control. So how do you do it? So you're on 20 kilometers per hour, you learn control. And then you go to 30, you learn control. And then you learn control. And then you learn control. And when I told him, I had forgotten because, it was not something that I read in a book. I didn't read it anywhere. I just knew by whatever means that was the right thing for him to know. And you know what? After a while, in fact, right now, I'm not sure that it does not drive better than I do right now, Of course, that kind of thing. But my point is, when he told me, it sounded more beautiful than when I remember even telling him. And it happens to be true. It happens to be true. It's true for driving lessons. It's true for your life. You want speed, control. You want speed in your finances, first learn financial discipline. You want speed in your career, first learn how to control your workspace, your output, discipline. First learn those things. The speed will follow naturally. Speed without control is accident. Nobody wants to have accident. Whereas speed that is gathered with control is expertise, is excellence. Did you see the difference? The difference between accident and excellence is control. I'm telling you, the difference between excellence and accident, or expertise and accident, is control. It's a level of control that everybody has. Which means that this approach that I'm talking about right now is that I'm trying to explain to you that what you want to do is that you want to increase the number of things that are within your control. So you may not be able to control other things, but you want to increase the number of things that you can control. Okay? The chances that if I comb my hair and I spray nice perfume and I dress well, the chances that if I enter into a room where there are 15 people, the chances that 12 out of them will like me is high. The 3 others that don't like me will be out of envy. It will not be out of repulsion. So you understand? So, and then if I smile and I greet them very politely, maybe they may just even like me. If I portray that I am humble and I behave unassumingly, all of them may just like me. So therefore, you could say that it is not in my control whether a person will like me or not, but it is within my control how I dress. Which means that if I control that properly, I may be able to control the other outcomes. That is the approach that I don't want to talk about so much tonight. Let me now go to the approach that I am really, really excited and boiling and wanting to show you. Okay? Now, there is something called locus of control. Locus of control. There is something called locus of control. Something called locus of control. Now, locus is that thing that the plural is loci. It's a Latin word, It basically means location. It means place. So if I say locus of control, it means that I'm saying the place of control. Place of control. Place of control. So it means that where is control? Where is a function of where. Good. Now, there is a psychology study or fact that says that there are two types of control. There are two two kinds of locus of control. You have what you call the external locus of control, and you have what you call the internal locus of control. External locus of control means that you credit the things that happen to you to external factors. Like how you say life is not balanced. I am unlucky. If that doesn't even sound well to me. Yes, locus, that spelling is correct. Yes, Peter. That does not even sound fine to me because I can't even say I am not lucky. Even it does not sit well, even though I was giving an example. People say they are not lucky. That's external locus. People say I was born into a poor background, that's why I'm struggling. That's external locus of control. People say the Nigerian system is corrupt. External locus of control. People say there is no merit in this country. External locus of control. People say several things. Anything you say that puts it outside to circumstances or to other people or to how you are brought up, anything that is not you, that is external locus of control. So you are saying that the control of the outcome of your life is outside. Is somewhere else. That's what you're saying. Now, that is external locus of control. I'm going somewhere. I am going somewhere. Okay? Now, please pay careful attention. Now, when you say internal locus of control, locus of control, what you're saying is that I am responsible for the outcome that I am seeing. I am responsible for the outcome that I am seeing. I am responsible for the outcome that I am seeing. Now, that means that if you had good results, you caused it. If you had bad results, you caused it. If you have an outcome that you didn't like, you caused it. If you got an outcome that you like, you caused it. Whether the outcome was bad, you made it so. If the outcome was excellent, you made it so. That is internal locus of control. Now, somebody may now ask me, so which locus of control is the right locus of control? Both of them are right. When push comes to shove and you pour everything down on the ground and you start to pick it and you start picking it, and Yoruba say, okay, that's Yoruba, you know. So if you pour everything on the ground and we start to pick it one by one, you will find out that both locus of control is right. They both are right. The person who says it is external, like things outside are the one causing my misfortune, they are right. The people who say that I am the one responsible for it, they are also right. So you will now determine which one you want to use. In fact, you cannot be neutral. If you are neutral, it means that you are saying that it's external. Okay? That means that you are saying, I don't want to hold anybody responsible. I don't want to hold anybody responsible means that you are not holding yourself responsible. Okay, so you can't stay in the middle. In fact, if you don't decide, that means that you are using the external locus of control. Okay? Now, I have told you that none of them is right, none of them is wrong. So it's not a function of right or wrong. But let me show you the angle. The angle is that it is about results. What kind of results do you want to have? Classic DJ Press. You're welcome. I think you're a first timer. It's nice to have you. Okay? Now, it depends on the kind of result that you want to have. It determines the kind of result that you want to have. You will now decide that, okay, do I want to, the outcome of my life, do I want to keep it with external factors like circumstances, how I was brought up, where I was born, the kind of parent that gave birth to me, the kind of DNA that I carry, or you want to bring it inside and say, I am going to have a particular kind of result. Because if you leave it to outside, it means that you cannot determine what happens to you in your life. You cannot determine your outcome. But if you keep it inside, so gifted, you're welcome. If you keep it inside, good to have you, so gifted. If you keep it inside, you will realize that you are going to be able to have the kind of results that you desire, no matter what. Now, let me show you. I want to show you something, okay? Now, imagine that it is only 2 out of every 10 times that you succeed in life. Imagine that you can only succeed 2 out of every 10 times. What does that tell you? In fact, let's make it crazy. Let's make it crazy. Let's assume that you can only succeed once out of 10 times. Let's make it like that. So let's even make it crazy. Now, that means that every person has 10% chance of succeeding. Let's take that as a fact. Okay, let's assume that that's a fact. So it means that everybody, not one person, everybody has 10% chance of succeeding in life. Let's assume that that's the way it is. Let's assume that that's the way it is. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Okay? Now, you can therefore say that 10% chance of succeeding now, that's very bad now. That's bad. You know that if you say that, you'll be wrong, you'll be correct. You'll be very, very right. That's really bad. It's bad. Imagine that we all have 10% chance of succeeding at life. That's terrible now. The person never even starts. You already know that you can only 10%, your chance of succeeding is 10%. That's not bad. That's very terrible. That's not good at all. Okay? But if you say that, you will not be wrong. You will actually be right. Now, if you now have an external locus of control mindset, it means that when you do something and you fail, you don't say, of course now, there's already 90% chance that I will fail now. See, I don't fail. But if you have internal locus of control, the way you will reason the matter, the way you will think about the matter will be not slightly different, a whole lot different. Let me tell you how it will matter to you. You think, okay, I may just do it once and then I succeed. And then I don't have to worry about 9 other times. I can even leave the 9 other times. So you can say, oh, that means I'm lucky. No problem. But you can also think that, okay, so if I try the first time, I hope you guys are listening to me. Please listen to me. I want you to follow me very carefully. So if I do it the first time, there is a 90% chance that I will fail. So you do it. You have done it once. How many times does it remain for you to do it? 9 times. When you now want to do it the second time, you now reason that, okay, if I do it this second time now, if I do it this second time, there is 12 point something or 11 point something. There is only 85 or 82% chance that I will fail. And then you do it. Because you're thinking, thank God, things are even getting better. The first time I did it, it was 90% that I will fail. Now it's only 82% that I will fail. So it's like, things are getting better. So you do it. And then you come and do it on the third time and realize that, oh, there is only 81% chance that I will fail. And then you do it. And then you come and do it on the fourth time. And then you realize that, oh, it is only 70% that I will fail. And then you do it. And then you're excited. And then you come and do it the fifth time. And realize that, oh, it's only 50% chance that I would fail. And then you come and do it the fourth time. And you're like, it's only 40% chance that I will fail. See how you are progressing, because you know that as long as you show up, as long as you continue to do something, the chances that you succeed on that thing keeps increasing. For the person who has not tried it, it is 100% failure. For the person who has done it, who wants to do it once, it is 90% failure. For the person who wants to do it 10 times, by the time you are doing it on the 10th time, if you have not succeeded, the chances that you will succeed is above 90%. That is what internal locus of control does to you. It gives you drive and it gives you motivation, because you know that every time, God bless you, Peter, it keeps compounding. It keeps compounding. It keeps compounding. It keeps compounding. The chances that you succeed keeps getting higher, because every time you do it, you now know how not to do it. That increases your chances of succeeding. Temi Angela, you're welcome. That increases your chances of succeeding. That is why when we started this thing, one of the first things that I taught everybody on this platform is that it is impossible for you to fail if you show up. It is impossible for you to fail if you show up. That is how you learn everything. If they give you bow and arrow and you shoot it. Because you have a focus, because you have a target, which is why I explained focus to you yesterday. Because you have a focus, because you have a target. If you draw an arrow, it may go like this. But something happens in your brain and say, when I put mine like this, that's not the way you go. Then you do it again, and then it goes pew, and then some say, no. What happens is that your chances of succeeding may be this wide. But as you try, the chances that you succeed will keep getting narrower. So it's not just everywhere. So it's almost air, which means that is how people become great archers. That's how you become better drivers. That's how you become good at anything. When Malcolm Gladwell explained it, he was talking about the 10,000 hours principle, and used the Beatles as an example about how they had played together for so long that it was not some people were surprised at their success, but the people who knew them were not surprised. You can't have a band that is playing together for almost 4 hours every day and not do well. It is impossible. It is impossible. When Chelsea won Champions League in 2011 or thereabout, people say, look, this team has been playing together. Now, they had ripened. They got ripe towards that Champions League. So, you must understand that. Now, the other angle that internal locus of control draws for you is that it makes you know as if, look, whether it could be that this 10% chance of succeeding only means that its mastery is learned. So when you do it the first time, you will learn something. Do it second time, you learn another thing. Do it the third time, you learn another thing, which means that the first time you are doing it, you had zero knowledge. You had a lot of imaginary knowledge. Do you understand? But when you did it, when you were about to do it the first time, you had zero practical knowledge. By the time you are doing it the 10th time, you now have 9 practical body of knowledge on the same thing. Tell me how you will not succeed. Tell me how you will not succeed. Tell me how you will not succeed. If you look at things carefully, you will feel that, okay, internal locus of control will allow you to feel like, okay, look at my circumstance. My circumstance is very, very terrible. But this will make for a good story once I succeed. And you think about the story that you're going to be able to say, and then it fires you up, and then you go. Every time you face more difficulty, you can feel that my story is getting more interesting. You can feel that my story is getting more interesting. My story is getting more inspiring. And then you go. If they told you about, forget about personal differences, okay? If they told you about the story of Wizkid, a boy who came from nowhere and became very big in music, and they told you about the story of Davido, who had billions that could pump into the music industry, one of the story will inspire you more than the others. It is only the mind that can appreciate, which I have told you, that will let you see and appreciate the story of Davido. Because when you are rich, the chances that you become spoiled is high. But however, when it comes to coming from a poor background, the story is more inspiring. So the thing is that if you listen to this particular song by what's this guy's name? Runtown and Wizkid, Lagos to Kampala. I think that's the title of the song. You hear music saying, in those days, I remember even Solo tell me say I no go blow. Can you imagine? As in, he has to put in his lyrics because it must have pained him. Imagine someone telling you that you are not going to become big. So, if he didn't become big, they have said it. But the fact that he kept striving means that the control, he put it inside. Your control must be inside. It must be internal locus of control for you all the time. You must know that you are able to determine the outcome of your life. It does not matter. The only thing is that, are you willing to pay the price? The cost? Are you willing to give it what it takes? But you are able. Forget it. No matter what. No matter what. There's nothing that a person cannot achieve in this life. Forget it. In fact, even God in heaven, you can make God love you. If God does not love you before, you can make God love you. To make God love you is not difficult. Even God. If you want miracle, you can get miracle. You just need to have faith. You will get miracle. Anybody can have faith. Because to have faith means that you just need to accept Jesus and then believe. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Which is why, I want to, explain to you why the control is very important. If you have internal locus of control, you focus on your ability. If you have external locus of control, you will say that the task is hard. You say, this task is difficult. That's external. But if you focus on it, if your control is internal, you say, I just need to improve my ability. And that is true. That is true. If you use your hand, which takes me to what I'm going to discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow is the game of leverage. I want to discuss the game of leverage tomorrow. Okay? So if they gave you weight in the gym, there's a particular weight that you can carry. What you will say is that it is heavy. So this weight is heavy. That's external locus of control. But if you say, I need to get stronger, that is internal locus of control, because you can carry it. You just couldn't carry it yet. But if you feel that I just need to improve my ability, you will carry it. You will carry it. And then other people will say, this is my luck. It's just fate. Other people will say, no, it's effort. You put effort into a thing, it's not possible. If you when I was telling you about focus yesterday, how if water keeps dropping on a particular spot, it will leave mark there. Ordinary water, if water just drop on a particular spot, it will drill hole. How much more the human mind? I explained that to you yesterday. So ability, effort, ability and effort. That's how you know that it is internal locus of control for you. And that's what separates the great men from the mediocres. Say, I will make it better. Say, I can make it better. Say, I will make it better. Say, I control the outcome. I control the outcome of my life. I will be successful. I will be rich because it is within my capacity. It is within my capacity to deliver, and I will deliver. No matter what, the outcome of my life will be pleasurable. The outcome of my life will be wonderful. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you guys. Thank you so much. I'm really, rooting for you guys. I want you guys to succeed very greatly. And I want to be part of the story. I want to be part of your story. I love you guys. You know it. I love you so much. Thank you for being part of this life tonight. Yeah. Your task is for you to meditate on this. I control all the outcomes. I control all outcomes. I control outcomes. I control all outcomes. I just want you to, meditate on it, sir. God bless you too, Skillscribe. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. The game of leverage. Bye.